Tributes are pouring in for Deputy Minister in the Presidency and ANC NEC member Professor Hlengiwe Mkhize, who passed away this morning at the Wits University Donald Gordon Medical Center in Johannesburg. The family said the professor was diagnosed with lung cancer in March 2017. She was admitted to hospital on the 31st of August 2021 and lost her battle this morning. In a statement, the family thanked the medical staff for their professionalism and care and thanked President Cyril Ramaphosa for his kind words of comfort when he phoned Mkhize's husband. President Ramaphosa appointed her to this portfolio in 2019. Professor Mkhize was also the chairperson of the Andrew and June Mlangeni Foundation. Professor Mkhize is survived by her husband, Pat Mkhize, 3 daughters, a son and 1 grandson. Now, let's get more reaction. We joined via Zoom by Sello Mlangeni from the June and Andrew Mlangeni Foundation. Mr. Mlangeni, thank you so much for your time this afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, obviously, as we begin our interview, I'd like to extend my condolences to the foundation for the loss of Professor Mkhize. As the foundation, how are you going to remember Professor Hlengiwe Mkhize?
First of all, I've said my condolences to the family. I just went there to see them. They were also devastated as I am. As a foundation, we are going to remember her as a very humble person, a very dedicated person. You know, she was very passionate about the work of the foundation. And it's a big loss to me personally because I've worked very close with her for the entire foundation.
I would imagine, for the foundation to just even to begin to choose somebody that could be the chair of the foundation, the qualities of that individual would have had to match with the legacy of Mlangeni. Talk to me about the Mkhize that we did not know and how her, her legacy should be preserved and how we should honor her.
Yeah, Professor Mkhize was, as I said, a very dedicated person, a down-to-earth, very humble. And she stood for the betterment of all South Africans. She was, every time she wanted to see people, thriving. To her, any time of the day, you could phone her and tell her we have this issue, and she'll be ready there to guide. And we're going to miss the wisdom. She has a lot of wisdom and a lot of experience that I'm going to miss. Every time when we have to do something, I have to consult with her, and she was always there for to give guidance. And we are going to miss that as a foundation, and no one can fill her shoes. That she has been the chairman of the foundation since its inception in 2010.
And Mlangeni, I mean, as we look at her life, I mean, tributes are continuing to pour in. A lot of even politicians coming out to speak very highly of her. Some calling her an academic who was a staunch supporter of some of the policies that government was trying to implement, including the rights of children, including the rights of women. What are some of the things that she did for the foundation? Some of the recent work that she worked specifically with you on?
Yeah, you remember that on the 6th of June, we had a wreath laying at the graveside for Ntate Mlangeni and Mami June. And Professor Hlengiwe, she was there with me from the onset. And we went also to continue at the Wits, at the UNISA. And she was there also. And recently what we did, we had a Zoom meeting, sort of a conference, promoting this gender-based fighting against gender-based violence, because she was very passionate about that, also that people should be treated equally. And that was the last engagement that we had with her against the gender-based violence and GDPs.
I know this is obviously news that have just come probably as a shock to you and the foundation, Baba Mlangeni, but this is, a terrible time for the country. What are some of Professor Mkhize's, concerns around what is happening, in the country at the moment? I would imagine she would have probably have been one of the first people to cast her vote, come November 1.
Oh, definitely. Professor Mkhize, she was very, very busy. She has been running all over South Africa. Wherever there are issues that need to be solved, she will just go there. She won't ask questions. She will just go and try to solve those issues that are there. So she was very busy. And as I said before, a very down-to-earth person, very humble and very passionate about her work. And definitely she was going to cast the vote, one of the first ones, because she wanted South Africa to see South Africa successful.
And just as we conclude our interview, what are some of the things that you would like to say to South Africans at this time, particularly those that are in doubt if they will cast their vote and if it is very necessary for them to do so, considering, just some of the recent, historical moments that we've seen in the country, from the unrest and just some of the things that are coming out of various investigations within government sectors. Just your word of encouragement for those South Africans that are hesitant to cast their votes and are despondent during this time, that Professor Mkhize would probably have been front and center in delivering that message.
I would say to South Africans, they should remember one thing. This democratic country that we are having today, it didn't just come from nowhere. The voting rights, people shared life for that. People lost lives fighting for the right to vote. So this is the right of every South African, and to use it. You want to be governed, so you have to use your vote as your right so that you can choose whom do you want to lead you. People have suffered, people have died for this, for that voting right. So don't take it for granted. We come a long way with fighting for that right.
All right, Baba Mlangeni, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. We really do appreciate it. And once again, extending our condolences to the foundation as well as the family of Professor Mkhize. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Sello Mlangeni from the June and Andrew Mlangeni Foundation, just paying his last respects there for Professor Hlengiwe Mkhize, who passed away sadly this morning. But we continue here.